I'm Clint Lewis. Welcome to Ground Zero Behind the Scenes. Today, what we're going to be presenting for you is we're going to be presenting the interview we had with Peter Lindbergh of Team X. Of course, that team is the diving team that went down to the Baltic Sea Anomaly. They were doing an investigation for about a year now, and they were just closing up their investigation, and we figured it would be it'd be an opportune moment for us to interview Peter, and so that's exactly what we did. So this is from a show that happened on Friday night when Peter Lindbergh was on the program. A lot of questions, and people called from all over the world. So here's some bits and pieces of that interview, and we'll be right back. We're going to get him on now because he's live from Sweden. Peter, you there?
Yes, I'm here.
How are you today?
Well, I'm fine, thank you.
We just had a guy call us from, Billy called in, and he says it's like about 7:45 or 7:30 in the morning out there.
Yeah, that's okay.
So, Peter, we know what the media has been saying. We know what everybody's been speculating about. But we want to hear what Peter Lindbergh has to say about how they came upon this wonderful discovery and this strange and mysterious discovery.
Well, it started last year, actually, when we were out on a wreck hunting expedition, and that's what we do for living. And we found this strange circle-shaped anomaly on our last day, and we were actually on our way home. And the boat was more or less sinking, and the captain was drunk and so on, so we didn't really have time to stop and do a proper survey.
Right. So you were heading home, and you accidentally stumbled upon this, and you thought, what was it that we saw? When did you realize you may have saw something that's miraculous or at least out of the ordinary?
When we were home again, we had a real look at the object, and we did some measuring and so on, and then tried to find out if it could be an anomaly in the recorded data, if the side-scan sonar had given us a wrongly picture in any way. But it wasn't what we could see, and we were speculating what we should do with it. And my colleague Dennis, he thought that maybe we should release this for the press. We don't know what it is, but it might be something interesting. And well, after 2 weeks, we decided through some media contacts that we have, we made a small outreach, kind of, and then it just exploded, kind of, the interest.
What was your first impressions of the object when you saw it? What was the first thing you thought when you saw it there, and it was that anomalous round circular object there?
Well, I made a joke with the other guys and told them that, hey guys, we have a UFO here on the bottom, but that was not really what I thought, but I was thinking this looks very odd, and I have done quite a lot of bottom surveys, and I haven't seen anything like this before. And the size of it made it, a bit very strange, I should say. If it had been half the size or even smaller, we would probably never have gone back to investigate it.
So at first you were joking that it may be a UFO or a submerged UFO. But then, did you kind of feel bad about joking about such a thing? I mean, now it's taken off that perhaps, and it's been speculated, but the main speculation that gets a lot of criticism is the UFO speculation. Do you think that, was that something you wish you hadn't said, or do you really think that maybe something mysterious could be of that nature?
Well, I have never said that I think it is a UFO, and that's speculation that other people has done all the time. However, I made a joke from the beginning, but that was just for the other guys in the team. Mm-hmm. I understand that people believe and hope it is a USO or a UFO, but I have never claimed that, even if it looks very odd. However, we think it looked very strange, but I was very prepared for just to find a big rock, a round circular rock. But on our last expedition, we got quite much more questions than answers. And, now we are in the middle of something that might be something very unique or might be something very natural, but even if it's unique in its kind.
Now, there's some things that I remember when I first heard the story come out, and this is why, I think the idea of a UFO or a USO is very compelling. The idea of the runway that was there, that it looks like it somehow maybe scraped across the surface. Also, the idea of the meringue dome area that you had pictures of, or you got shots of, the hole in the object that's there. Are those some of the things that, how do we explain that? How do we explain the runway? How do we explain all those things?
Well, at the moment, we can't explain it because, as I said, it has raised more questions than answers. And when we first saw the surface through the ROV, the robot camera, it looked like concrete. And we have worked as commercial divers for many years and been working with concrete, and it really looked like a bridge foundation or something similar. And after we had seen that surface, we started to see other things that looked quite odd. I mean, it is a big circle, but within the circle there are very angular and straight lines, and there are not rooms, but they are maybe half a meter or a meter high walls forming this kind of rooms and box shaped and so on. So it's both circular and it's both straight lines and angular lines and formations.
And it's 200 feet across. Is that the right measurements? And then it rises some 8 meters up out of the seabed?
Actually, the top of it is 12 meters above the bottom. But what we can see now is that it is like a foundation first, which is about 8 meters high. And the foundation looks like ordinary granite or cliff or stone or what we shall call it. Mm-hmm. But on the top, the actual circle is approximately 4 meters thick. And it seems like it is of another mineral. And I'm saying mineral instead of material, because if I say material, people will start speculating it's some kind of metal and so on. But I think it's not. I think it is a mineral.
So you think that there's no metal. You're saying, but you don't want people to speculate there's metal until you find out for sure if there's metal there. So you haven't confirmed metal at all?
No, we have not confirmed any metal. And also what I can say today is that I believe that if it is constructed in any way, I'm not saying it is, but if it is of pre-ice age, because there are lying quite a lot of loose stones on the object. And these stones must have been dropped by the ice when it melted or so. But in the same time, we have a lot of loose stones with silt on them, sediment.
What about the stone circles, the fireplaces? Are they still there? Do you still see those?
Yeah, there is a photograph of it. I haven't seen it myself. It's only through the diver's camera I have seen that stone circle. It can also be there by natural causes. I don't know, but there is something looking like a fireplace, a circle of stones, like a fireplace. But these stones have silt and sediment over them. But at the same time, we have found stones which have a black surface on top, and they have no silt on them. And I don't understand why.
So that's an anomaly there, and it's kind of perplexing to see that sort of thing. Now, I was going to ask you, have the divers mentioned when they get near the object, have they mentioned feeling different or any kind of sensations that they feel or or is there any kind of, I guess you could say, odd type of change in the body when they get near it?
No, nothing like that. But when they arrived from the first dive, they said that this was really, really cold. But that's not so strange because we're in the Baltic and they're doing decompression for more than 2 hours, and it's quite a lot cold in the water. But they had a temperature down there on the object on -1 degree Celsius, and that's a bit odd because it should be +4 degrees Celsius. But this can be because of it can be a current in the water and so on. But they haven't experienced it before, and I don't have experienced that myself either. That we have -degrees down there on the bottom.
I was hearing also, and I don't know if this is truth or not, they noticed a vortex or some sort of a whirlpool of water going around the object. Is that true? Is there a number of vortices or vortex water whirlpool type things around the whole area?
No, that's pure speculation from that someone else has done, because we haven't noticed any kind of vortexes or so.
Okay.
It might be a natural slow current down there, but nothing more than that.
All right. Peter Lindbergh's my guest tonight on Ground Zero with Ocean Team X from Sweden tonight, talking about the Baltic Sea anomaly. We're going to take a break right now, but we'll be right back with more of the questions that you sent and other questions, too, at 503-417-9595 or 1-877-733-1011. You're getting it here first. Ladies and gentlemen, we're listening to Peter talk about the discovery of the Baltic Sea anomaly and what his impressions are of it, and the divers as well. We'll be back with more. Keep it here on Ground Zero. How many theories are swirling around right now with the group?
Well, after this last expedition, what we have found, it can support some different theories because of these stones with the very black top surface, and it might be something that has heated up because of an asteroid or something.
Mm-hmm.
The surface have this smooth. The surface is quite smooth, which can point towards that it has been grinded by the ice. And but then suddenly we find that the surface is not so thick at some places. It has even cracked up, and something black material has came out. It seems like it has been poured out, and that point towards that it might be some volcanic activities down there.
Something volcanic down there.
Yeah, and in that case, probably after the Ice Age, because this black material, if you can destroy it between your fingers, and the divers took a small sample of it with them up, and it shouldn't be there like it looks like if it has been there before the ice. So, we have found things that pointing towards different kind of theories, and then that makes it, everything more interesting and more surprising.
So we're not ruling out any possibilities of something coming down out of the sky, hitting the water and resting there, or has that been ruled out completely?
The asteroid or comet theory is not really outruled yet. So, if it is something constructed and it has fallen down, it must be very, very, very old in that case, because it's